Hi guys. Okay, so I reread a book that I haven't read since literally 2010, and it is called Matched by Ally Condie. I have had the boxed set sitting in my bookshelf for like 4 years now. I bought it during lockdown, I think, and I felt like it was time to revisit this series. One of my favorite series when I was um, in high school, and I do not think that this is like Hunger Games at all. Remember when all the books were like dystopian societies, and they were like all trying to be like the Hunger Games? Yeah, I do not think that this was trying to be like Hunger Games at all, and it's completely different from Hunger Games. I don't think it's the same at all. But I don't know if I'm gonna read the other books. I think I might, I don't know. But I just wanted to let you know that if anybody in Hollywood can get me to be the director and like the cinematographer for this movie, because I think it was supposed to be a movie and then it got dropped or something, please let me know, because even though I have no experience, I will literally make this movie make millions of dollars worldwide. Like, I have the best vision for it in my mind. I don't know what it is, but like I feel like I would be the best person to execute how this book should be translated into film. I love this book so much with a passion. Like, I love it so much. I don't care if you don't like it. I love it so much. Literally reading it the second time this past week was even better than the first. And I never, like, I don't really ever, like, literally, I don't think I ever reread a book, like, ever. Because there's so many, like, new books to read that I'd rather read first instead of rereading a book that I've already read that I already know was good. You know what I mean? I don't want to reread anything till I get, like, much older, you know? This one, for some reason, was, like, calling to me. I was like, I feel like this is, like, the vibe that I need to read this right now. And I'm so glad I did, because it was so good. And this is what it looks like. I prefer this cover over the paperback, only because I don't know, it's just like so aesthetic. It's so minimalistic, and I love how it looks. It says here, oh, I thought it was something else, but it just says New York Times bestseller. But isn't this cover so pretty? Like, I think it might be my favorite cover out of all of them in the series. That's the spine, and that's the back, and then the page color is perfect and amazing. And I also like the font a lot. But basically, and I think I'm gonna spoil this one for you. So basically, oh, before I get into it, the vision I have for this is very like, think of Nosedive, the Nosedive episode from Black Mirror, and then also think of Equals, the movie with Nicholas Hoult and, is that how you pronounce his last name? And Kristen Stewart. That and Nosedive from Black Mirror, and then I'm trying to think of something else. I don't know what other inspo I can get for it, but that's kind of like my inspo. And then like the color palette is obviously grays, blues, greens, and whites. Basically, that's it. For the color palette of this, like, I feel like I've mastered this, and I could like translate it into a movie so good, with really good cinematography, with really good color grading, and a perfect cast. I feel for, okay, so you're probably gonna attack me for this, but I know her name is pronounced, because the author said this, her name is supposed to be pronounced Cassia, Cassia, but in no world am I going to pronounce her name Cassia, because I can't help but think of Kesha, and that is just not right to me. So I'm already apologizing to the author and everyone that it offends, but I'm pronouncing it as Cassia, because that is just right to me in my head. So if that already annoys you, you can walk away from the video. but her name is Cassia. And for once, honestly, I have no idea what actress should be her. Like, I have no idea what person should play her as an actress. I have no idea what actress should play her. No idea. It's really, really hard. And hold on. Of course, I get texts when I'm busy, but when I am literally doing nothing on the couch, it's just like crickets. So that is the story of my life. So for Cassie, I have no idea who should be playing her character. For Kai, I really, I don't know his name, and I should have Googled it. Oh my God. I don't know his name, but actually I'm gonna Google it. Bear with me. Carson Rowland, okay. Let's see. Carson Rowland, I feel like should be the one that plays Kai. Like, look at how he looks. That's Carson. He's from Sweet Magnolias. Oh my God. That is so Kai. Like, literally when I think of Kai, I'm like, that is Kai. Like, there is no one else but Kai. Oh my gosh, you know what's so crazy? I don't know anyone that should play Cassia, but apparently this is his girlfriend. I don't know anything about him really. She looks like she would be a really good Cassia. Oh my God. It might not translate well on the phone, on the camera, but she looks like she would play a really good Cassia. And then for Xander, sorry, I know I'm just like all over the place. It's because I'm getting texts, that's why. What is his name? Oh. Okay, so I have two different options, actually three different options for Xander. Xander could be, Danny Griffin, because Xander is blonde with blue eyes, okay? Xander could be Danny Griffin. He's from the Winx saga. Like, duh. It could also be, Mitchell Hope, if he just went like a little bit more blonde. Or maybe like that is good. Mitchell Hope as Xander. Or it could be, what's his name? Drew Starkey. So those are like my three options at the top of my head for Xander. Come on, you can't tell me he doesn't look like Xander if you've read the Match series. Oh my goodness. Or maybe when he's like with blonde. This seems too like street punk for me. This is not like Xander. Like, this is more Xander. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? See, I'm like the perfect cast director. I'm like the perfect casting director. Like, what other options do you guys think would be good for Xander? See, like right here, he looks very, very Xander. Oh no, it doesn't show up well. Yeah, like he's totally Xander. Yeah, like, come on. And then Kai, like I totally have the right Kai, like, come on. Okay, so, so that's my cast that I would choose. And then we obviously have Bram, which is her brother. And then we have Molly, which is her mother. And then her father's name, I don't know if she ever even mentioned it. It's just father. Anyways, this book makes you, I don't know what it is. Like, this book makes you like really appreciate just everything in our life right now. Like, even though like our reality is not the best, I guess when you compare it to other dystopian societies that are this, what is the word? that are this like restricted, it really gets you to be so more extra grateful for everything that we have now in our reality. So like what I mean by that is, in the society, the officials decide, capital O, which are basically like the people in charge. They're not like the people in charge, they're more like the people that enforce or like patrol. And then we have the government with capital G, that is the ones that makes the decisions and stuff like that. And there's no like necessarily like a president that they mention, at least in this one, at least in this book. I don't know if that's mentioned in book 2 or 3. I don't remember reading that. I obviously remember reading them, I just don't remember the details. And then that's why I'm so glad I read this again, because I felt like I forgot most of the story. And this is like such a classic story. Like, to me, this is like a true classic. I don't know what it is. I just think it's a true classic, and the way it's written is so simple and amazing, and I love it. And it's not filled with details and like exposition and, you know, like describing a landscape in 2 pages where I'm already drifting off to sleep, if you're right like that. Sometimes that might be good. Like, sometimes that might be good. Just for me, for the most part, no. But sometimes I might like it, but sometimes, for the most part, no, I don't like writing like that. I just like when it's the meat and the potatoes, and that's it. Like, you're just telling me the story, and that's how I write. Maybe that's why I like books like that, because that's how I write. It's just too much detail, too much like trailing off, things like that. It's like, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to bore me? Are you trying to put me to sleep? Or are you trying to get like a word count or a page count? Like, the publishers, did they make you do that? Like, I don't know, I'm confused. But like, I don't understand why sometimes books just don't get straight to the point. Like, I'd rather my book be 100 pages final and be really, really good, instead of it being like 250 pages or 300 pages and it'd be like a lot of filler, a lot of unnecessary words, and a lot of unnecessary like sidetracking. You know what I mean? Anyways, so in this society, the officials decide what you do. Well, not really what you do, but like who you love, what you do for work, and like how you die. So basically everything's enforced, and everything is going great. Everything is perfect, I guess you can say, in Cassia's reality, until she has her match banquet on when she turns 17 years old, where she is told who she is going to be matched with, like romantically, for the rest of her life. In the screen, Xander shows up. She has known Xander for her whole life. They're basically best friends, and they love each other so much in a friendship way. So when she finds out that he is her match, everyone in the neighborhood in Maple Tree Borough is basically shocked, in an envious and jealous way that she has the rest of her life to spend partnered with someone that she already knows. And meanwhile, everybody else that is at the match banquet has to deal with someone new, someone they don't even know, right? So they have to go through like dating and all this stuff. Meanwhile, she already knows her person. And so they're very lucky, and they're very fortunate to have such a great turnout about that. But then when she brings her micro card where all of this the stuff from the match banquet happened, she takes it home and she tries to see Xander again. She puts the micro card in like the port, or the pod. What is it called? The port or the pod where they communicate. She sees Xander's face completely go dark, and then another face appears, and it's Kai. And Kai is apparently someone she knows of. They're not like the closest friends, but she knows of him, and she knows certain things of him, but they don't really know each other that well. And so that is kind of like the spark, the beginning of the rebellion, of when things go wrong, of when everything turns to shit, basically. So what happens is she starts questioning her reality. More so, she starts questioning the society and the officials. And she's wondering, mistakes do not happen in our society. Our society is perfect, and this is society with a capital S. Our society is perfect, and the government and the officials know how to do their job, and they know how not to do any mistakes on anything, especially the matching banquet. But turns out later on, she has a talk with the official, and the official says that sometimes that this does happen. There is an error in the matching department, and sometimes they do. Sometimes someone will match with someone that they do know, and that is just like the reality of it. Okay, so, but this is like, this happens like once every maybe like 20 or 30 years. Like, it is a very, very rare thing to happen, like mistake to happen in their society, because their society is so perfect. So it's still a shock to everyone, and everyone's jealous of Cassia and Xander, of their bond and all of that. And I don't know, I feel like it might be weird to like start being in a relationship with someone that you've been best friends with for your whole life. I know they say like be best friends first before sorry, there's like a paramedic driving by. So I know they say to be like best friends before you get into a relationship, but like, I don't know, this is like different to me. Like, this is I don't know, it's just like, to me it's like a little weird. I don't know why. It's just like weird to get to that level after you're like friends for your whole childhood and your like life. Anyways, so the society also has everyone controlled by their tablet case. So what's in a tablet case is a blue pill, a green pill, and a red pill. The blue pill, I completely forgot what it did, actually. Oh my god, why did I just blank out? Why did I blank out? What? Okay, hold on. No, I need to Google this, because why did I just forget what the blue pill does? What does the blue pill do in Matched? What? Wait, what? Okay, so why do I not remember this? The blue pill hurts someone. It can like kill them. I don't know why I don't remember that. But the green tablet, or the green pill, is calms you down. It's basically like an anxiety or stress reliever, like immediate. And then the red one was rumored to be one that kills you, but it's actually one that wipes away memories that have been transpired in the past 12 hours. So that's how they keep their society in control, with these pills, the blue pill, the green pill, and the red pill. And that's the theme of the entire series with the covers. This one's all about the green pill because it's mentioned the most. That's why the dress is green, and I don't know, I just love this aesthetic so much. Anyways, it's so minimalistic. And so yeah, so that starts the like rebellion of, sorry, I'm like all over the place. That just starts like the rebellion of the society, and she starts questioning her reality, and she starts realizing that maybe this society isn't perfect. Like, maybe there is mistakes made. Like, maybe this is not all what I thought it was. And so basically she starts falling in love with Kai. Like, he gets randomly assigned to her in their hiking activities because they get like free recreation hours. They call them free rec hours. And what they do in those free recreation hours is like hiking, or you can do certain things. And that's what her and Kai do, and they're assigned to hikes together, and she starts falling in love with him. And she shouldn't, because she's supposed to be matched with Xander. But she still loves Xander, but she doesn't really know if she's falling in love with Kai because of the mistake that he was supposed to be her match. Or if she's falling in love with Kai just because she's falling in love with Kai. She can't tell the difference. She doesn't know if this was created out of the reason of the fact that he popped up on the screen or not, right? So they get to know each other a lot. She starts to uncover through him the truth of why he's an aberration. So an aberration is someone that basically is looked down upon in the society. Aberrations usually, and anomalies, which are the worst ones, aberrations and anomalies usually live in the outer provinces, but fortunately for Kai, his uncle and his aunt, Patrick and Ada Markham, like adopted him and basically took him under their wing, and now lives with them in, I think he lives in Maple Tree Borough as well now. But I know Xander lives in Maple Tree Borough. I don't know why, like I can see this whole world, this whole neighborhood, this whole town, this whole world, I can see it so clearly in my head. Like, almost like I live there. Like, I can see it so good. Like, my imagination is really good. That's why I love to read. But, like, I am very, very visual. And then, I don't know why, like, when I read this book, like, I'm literally there. Like, I feel like I'm virtual realitying this book because I feel like I'm there. Like, I can see how everything looks. And it looks like I've been there before. It's so weird. But anyways, so Cassia works in the sorting department. So basically she sorts things. She's like an organizer with data usually. And then her mom works at the Arboretum. I think that's how you pronounce it, Arboretum. And then her dad is actually an official, which is very interesting. And then her younger brother Bram just goes to school. And then they take like the air train to go to school, which is basically like a futuristic, like a hover train, I would think. And then, who else am I missing? Kai basically does like, labor work. He works at the nutrition disposal center. So basically, they have them wear like latex gloves and they're just like washing with really, really hot water, like all the time. And it's super, super, just like messed up, and his hands are always like super red. But anyways, Cassia's grandfather dies and he gives her a poem that is not part of the society. So the society has controlled so much of the world. Whose base is that? The society has controlled so much of reality that they've limited everything to only 100. So what I mean by that is there's only 100 poems, there's only 100 songs, there's only 100 of like everything. So anything else that was not chosen by the government and by the society from that list of the 100 is considered illegal, basically. Is considered an infraction, and it'll go against you. They'll give you like a citation. A citation is like a warning, but like an infraction is like a ticket on your record, like a demerit or something like that, right? So you don't want to get an infraction ever because that could lead to you becoming an aberration and then you're fucked. But basically, words and writing are so basically like forbidden. You are not allowed to write. You are not allowed to write in this society with your own hands. Nobody knows how to write with their hands. Everybody knows how to type on keys or whatever, like keyboard, but no one is allowed to write. It is considered rebellion, like rebellious, an act against the society. It is considered too much freedom if you know how to write. And if you know any poems, if you know any songs, or anything that's not part of the 100 poems, 100 songs or whatever list, then you will get in very big trouble by the officials in the society. So like, don't let them catch you doing that. Her grandfather gave her a poem that was in her artifact, which is something that her grandmother had. It's just like a compact, like a gold compact. And there was a poem called Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by, what's his name? It says it here in the copyright. Dylan Thomas. It's a really beautiful poem. That poem basically is like the underlying theme of the book. Do not go gentle into that good night. Like basically Cassia says that all the time, and it's like the reason she realizes that the reason why this poem is not part of the 100 poems is because it speaks of being able to choose, being able to create your own reality. And this is what the society does not want you to do. Like they have a curfew and all of that. Like the society does not want you to choose who you're with, what you do for a career, any of that. Like literally they choose everything for you. And if you're a law-abiding citizen, that is the only way that they will get you to better things. But it's not really better. It's just like for their reality it is better, but like in our reality it's not better. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you do. But it's just like false hope. Basically it's like false hope. But yeah, you're like not allowed to do anything. Basically it's so horrible. And so the combination of like Kai popping up on the screen, and the combination of like her grandfather dying, and then having the poem, it just creates like a fire and like a spark in her that makes her want to act out. Like it just makes her want to act out. And then also what's really creepy is that they keep track of your dreams. Not every night, but sometimes it might be your turn to have the data tags, to sleep with the data tags on, and they just record your dreams. And then the officials see that in like a visual representation, like in a holographic image or something like that of your dreams. So I just think that's really, really crazy and so weird. But yeah, so I don't want this video to drag so long, so I'm gonna try to get more to the point. I'm just trying to explain it a little bit more. I'm trying to take my time with it, but I'm clearly obviously spoiling it for you. But I just love this story so much, and I'm really passionate about it. I just think it's like a perfect book. This one's my favorite one out of all three for sure though. I remember the second one not liking it, and then I remember liking the third one. But like this one is for sure my favorite one out of all three of them. That's why I don't know if I'm gonna read the other two, but I think I might. I don't know. Even though I've already read them, it's hard to remember something you read 14 years ago. I read them in 2010 when this one came out, and then 2011 when Crossed came out, and then 2012 when Reached came out. So it's been a long time, so it's hard to remember most details from reading a book that long ago. It's just like my brain was different. But what happens next? What happens next? Okay, let's kind of like skip forward. So basically things start to change a lot in the society. Things start to be weird. There's like slight changes, slight differences, and a lot of people are starting to take notice, and they find it weird, and they think that the officials in the society are losing a war to the enemy. We don't know who the enemy is yet. It's a capital E, but we think they're losing a war to the enemy because there's like a shift in the energy of the city. Everything is just feeling different, and it's just all happening so fast and all at once. One of the things was Cassia's mom, Molly. She saw that people like in the farmlands, or like where was it? I think it was in the farmlands. They were growing flowers. They were growing crops that they shouldn't be growing, and apparently because now the mom knows this is her job. Like what the I don't get it, but this is her job. Like this is mom's job at the Arboretum, and they're basically like disciplining her for doing her job, and now they're making them move out of Maple Tree Borough because she knows too much about the truth of what they're doing with the crops, about these people that are like rebelling. They're trying to grow their own crops, and you know, it's like illegal to do that. You shouldn't be doing that. It's not part of the society's rules, blah, blah, blah. So it goes against that. And then also, that's kind of where the book ends, really, where like they have to relocate. And then also, Kai, what was I going to say? Kai is being taken. She ends up sorting him to get a better life. It's one of like her tests, and she kind of screws up because the officials kind of lied to her, and they told her that he's not going to a better position. He's actually going to the outer provinces to go into war, and so they like the officials like scammed Cassia basically, and And then we find out, I'm skipping to the end now, and then we find out that the officials knew this whole time that the thing with Kai popping up on the screen was not a mistake. It was an experiment. It was set up by them to basically see how far this experiment would go. And everything happened as predicted. And so Cassia was so pissed that she was basically played by the society, and that they are definitely keeping a really close eye on her. And it's just like so good. Like, this story is so good. They make her take the red pill, which she didn't know what it did. And what she did was she literally just threw it on the floor, squashed it, and it dissolves really, really fast. They intentionally make it that way so that if you try to like vomit it back out, it's impossible. Like, once it goes inside your mouth, it dissolves immediately. So they're insane for that. Like, they are so insane. This society is like fucked, really. But that's what you get with a dystopian society. So like, that's why it's a dystopian society. And so the official knows that she didn't take the red pill, which was supposed to erase Cassia's mind for the past 12 hours, because they didn't want her seeing Kai, and there was like a whole thing. You have to read it. Like, I don't want to have to spoil that too. Like, there's just so much I already spoiled. And then, yeah, like, where was I going with that? Yeah, so they played her this whole time. But I feel really bad because I think she belongs with Xander, to be honest. Like, you know what it's giving? It's giving Vampire Diaries. I really want Elena to be with Stefan, and Elena ends up being with Damon. And they're both hot and they're both like great for her, but I still feel like it's Elena and Stefan. Like, do you know what I mean? It's giving Bella and Edward, Bella and Jacob. Why do you want Bella to be with Jacob? I don't know. You're weird. If you've read the books, you know that Jacob is a horrible man, but you think Jacob is Taylor Lautner, which is completely disorienting your reality. So like, you're getting the two confused. And Bella should be with Edward, not Jacob. Elena should be with Stefan, not Damon. I don't care what you think. This is the same thing with that. Cassia should be with Xander. She should not be with Kai. She could be with both of them. I don't care. But she has to be with Xander too. Like, Xander is... Oh, but then again, they're friends. They've been best friends forever. So then I guess that's the only thing I'll excuse it for. But like, other than that, like, no, she needs to be with Xander. Okay, my time is up. You have to read this. I am going to make this into the movie, even if it's in my dreams. But you have to read this. I love this book so much.